Welcome to the Fast Mode podcast series. I'm Tara Neil, Executive Editor at the Fast Mode, and with me today is Ergün Mercan, VP of Strategic Account Development in Sales at Etiya, a leading global software vendor delivering CX-focused agentic transformation solutions. Ergun joins us today to discuss a topic that's reshaping how businesses interact with customers and operate internally, the evolution from chatbots to multi agent orchestration. Welcome, Ergun. It's great to have you with us.
Thanks for the interaction, Tara, and thank you for inviting me.
Awesome. So let's dive into, our first question for today. And, I think everyone has experienced the frustration of talking to a traditional chatbot. We all have, that once promised major customer service transformation, but often delivered like rigid scripted loops. But in the last few years, something fundamental has changed. We are hearing more and more about agentic AI and autonomous operations that represent a different level in servicing customers. So, what is actually changing and how the evolution of AI is reshaping the dynamic?
Yeah, Tara. I have to admit, I also had my fair share of frustrating experiences with the early chatbots, but luckily, the situation is changing rapidly. So, if we look back, the early rule-based chatbots that became widespread across 2016, they simply couldn't handle the complexity of a real telco customer. They relied on rigid decision tree logic based on extracting certain words, and if a user diverted slightly from that logic, the system would just simply break. And this led to endless loops, frustrating handoffs to human service agents. In a way, it created a severe lose-lose scenario where customer satisfaction decreased while the operational support costs continued to rise. So this was especially critical for digital brands where they don't have stores to fall back on. In such cases, any friction in digital interaction layer immediately translates into customer pain points and escalates operational costs. The real inflection point occurred with the transition to generative AI and moving completely away from static, rule based keyword matching toward authentic intent recognition and context awareness. So suddenly the system could perceive large volumes of unstructured information, analyze historical conversations, and now proactively anticipate the customer needs. And what is very important is it is capable to craft more tailored and human like responses right now. Then we went one step further from simple bots that could handle one thing at a time to complex systems where multiple AI agents work together like a digital team. This is a fundamentally new software paradigm, one where autonomous systems execute goal-driven actions rather than just generating text responses. It's a permanent operational infrastructure layer now, and it has completely redefined how we interact with customers. So it's not about technology, it's about reimagining workflows and orchestration. Think of a customer service scenario where one agent handles the initial query, another pulls up the customer's profile and history, a third checks available services, and a fourth coordinates the resolution, all without human intervention. They work together towards a common goal and to provide a fast, smooth solution to the customer's problem.
Wow, that does sound really amazing, right? I mean, compared to what we had some years ago, the transition has been quite rapid. But you know what? When people hear multi agent orchestration, it always appears to be very complex, almost like an abstract architecture rather than an everyday reality. How would you explain this multi agent model in a simple way?
The simplest way to visualize it is to look at a high performing human team, maybe. In a traditional telco call center, you don't expect a single human agent to master billing, any complex technical troubleshooting, or fraud detection and sales conversion, right? All at once. So you have specialized desks with process in place to ensure smooth information circulation and handoffs. So human agents collaborate, share information with each other, and hand off tasks according to areas of expertise to get the job done and resolve customer issues. So AI agents work in a similar manner, like digital team members. Each AI agent is highly specialized, and there are, for example, dedicated support agents, assistive sales agents, and so on. Multi-agent orchestration is the coordination layer that ensures these agents work together seamlessly. So this is equivalent of process in the human teams. On top, there is an orchestrator acting as a supervisor that assigns tasks, monitors progress, and ensures alignment toward a common goal. And although that sounds futuristic, this functionality is already with us. So, as Etiya, we are offering these capabilities, and with our tools, telcos can create specialized agents for sales, marketing, or customer service. And they can orchestrate multiple agent scenarios to carry out complex workflows. For example, to resolve a customer complaint that requires input from multiple departments. Such an orchestrated approach allows this digital workforce to collaborate flawlessly using open standard specifications like the Model Context Protocol, or we call MCP short. Instead of building brittle custom APIs for every new task, MCP enables our agents to securely share contacts, discover tools at runtime, and achieve shared goals predictably. Actually, there is one more similarity to human teams. Human customer service agents become more experienced and knowledgeable with time and seniority. AI agents also learn and adapt based on previous interactions, feedback, and past decisions. The more they work, the better they get. AI agents constantly consume real-time data, for example, digital twins insight on customer interactions or behavior, and this helps them to make smarter decisions.
Wow, when you think about it, just like humans, what you pointed out, that the more they work, the better they get. That does sound, so interesting because, humans learn, of course, as we go, with experience. But imagine the amount of data that machines can ingest, and if they are learning just like us, I can just imagine the kind of capabilities that they're going to bring to each scenario or use case. So the technology is here as an everyday reality, and the architectural shift is compelling. But the ultimate metric of success is operational validation, right? So, what does this actually mean for businesses? I mean, where do they see the biggest impact?
Yeah, great question. I mean, AI agents can be used in various domains, but what we at Etiya are focusing on, and where we see that telcos can achieve quickly value creation, are CX related areas. Today, when CX becomes a key differentiator, this can bring major benefits to operators. So, in customer facing roles, our agents can handle typical routine customer queries quickly, like onboarding, password resets, SIM card, or order status related issues. By offering service consistency, fast resolution, and they're up 24/7, so instant accessibility, this will considerably improve customer experience. And these agents already powered by Gen AI, so interactions will be natural, human-like, not rigid, like the early days of chatbots. In sales and marketing roles, Etiya agents can analyze a customer's history, understand insights and signals, and create hyper-personalized offers for acquisition. It could be for churn prevention, upsell, or cross-sell. So speed, accessibility, and relevance is a clear benefit for customer experience, but this can be converted to tangible and measurable business results as well. More satisfied the customers, more targeted product bundles mean better offer uptakes, reduced churn, and increased customer lifetime value. They all show up in company bottom lines. And automation and repetitive tasks has another great advantage, namely reducing operational costs for the business, of course.
Wow, that's really a compelling argument. I can see really how this makes a difference, especially in today's competitive telco market, where operators need clear CX advantages to stand out. Maybe you can share a little bit more on this with some real life examples.
Sure. In telco, digital brands usually rely heavily on web or app-based self-service and the use of chatbots instead of operating huge and costly call centers or stores. But the performance of simple chatbots is not in line at all with today's customer expectation. So Etiya recently upgraded such an operation with a Gen AI powered solution using retrieval augmented generation, RAG for short, and LLM models. And the operational validation has been undeniable. This new RAG enabled agentic system maintains contacts during customer interactions. It is able to lead human-like conversation based on the information retrieved from the FAQ database. So back when the customers were relying on the original rule-based chatbot, the on-the-spot conversation closure rate was stuck at a modest 18%. After the launch of the conversational rack systems with Etiya, that was turning the entire technical and commercial FAQ repository into a fluid, context-aware interface. The on-the-spot close conversations skyrocketed to an incredible 45%. So this represents a massive volume of customer traffic that's completed quickly and accurately without costing a single human touch point. So first contact resolution rates are going up significantly, and this not just enhances customer experience but also reduces cost of service. For smaller operations, such a shift will amount to several hundred thousand customer queries per year that will be resolved by the AI agent without any human involvement. And for larger ones, the figures can be in the millions.
Wow, these are really impressive, figures. I just had something that crossed my mind, when you were discussing the outcomes. What about the implication on the CX quality? Does it compromise the quality aspects of things?
Like you, and naturally, when you see a leap like that, the immediate question from senior leadership is, did you destroy the quality of the customer experience to achieve those savings? Uh,
Yes, exactly.
yeah. But we did run months of continuous customer surveys and right inside the active chat window. And the results show that the customer satisfaction for users interacting with the AI agents was completely on par with interactions handled by human CSRs. So there was absolutely no quality deterioration and zero week-to-week metric variation. It has structurally elevated the customer's NPS, the Net Promoter Score. So this stability directly unlocked massive structural savings in the customer's human resources allocation. When and by resolving the 45% of incoming traffic entirely via the AI agent, the customer could reduce its human support agent headcount by 20%. So the real win is for the remaining human agents who are now completely freed from repetitive, low-value tasks, which could be things like password resets or basic modem setups. So they finally have the time to focus deeply on complex customer queries that require genuine human problem solving. By utilizing the domain-specific agents that are hard-coded with telecom standard operating procedures and vocabularies, we have built a highly predictable automated asset for our customer that functions as a permanent infrastructure layer for continuous cost reduction.
Well, Erkan, that sounds really remarkable, because, when we look at the first contact resolution rates, achieving that level of KPIs while maintaining quality is something that's, that is impressive. And especially, you also mentioned the implication on the head count, right? And I'm sure that that will have a spillover effect on employee morale as well. So yeah, overall, these figures are really very compelling. So you've clearly proven that such an autonomous infrastructure layer brings all these tangible business outcomes at the same time, maintaining the human level customer satisfaction. But let's talk a bit about what autonomous operation looks like in practice. Does that mean humans are out of the loop completely, or how do you protect the personal touch for high value customer interactions?
No, absolutely. So humans are central to this strategy. The industry data we track shows that while 60 to 70 of highly repetitive data-driven telco cases can be handled entirely by autonomous agents, the remaining 30 to 40 absolutely require human expertise. This is what we call human in the loop. These are, for example, complaints representing serious churn risk, emotional or high value interactions, or even complex technical cases. These will never be fully automated, and the human touch will always be necessary. So the goal isn't to replace humans, but to augment them. This is why we design for highly structured semi-autonomous deployments or human agent collaboration workspaces. It's a persistent operational environment that shifts the human workforce from manual delivery to high level supervision and stewardship. The workspace embeds explicit confidence thresholds. When an autonomous agent encounters a highly complex technical edge case, a severe billing dispute, or a high value interaction representing a serious churn risk, it triggers a seamless contextual handoff. So the human manager acts as the ultimate authority, reviewing the agent's decision traces, adjusting the intent, and managing the exceptions safely. It's a true partnership that plays directly to the unique strengths of both machine scale and human empathy.
Well, Ergun, that's really reassuring. But at the same time, it is also like a huge shift for telcos, for the CTOs, CIOs, and the digital transformation directors listening to us now, and who want to reproduce this level of efficiency and CX benefits. What are the primary architectural pitfalls they must avoid from day one when creating a multi-agent infrastructure?
So first, you must establish a clear financial framework for agentic AI from day one. Traditional software has always been highly predictable, linear per user licensing costs or static costs, but autonomous agent architectures do not. It's because multi-agent orchestration involves recursive reasoning loops. It could be tool calls, automated retries. It introduces highly variable token spend per decision path. Without strict operational metering, rate limiting, and context window optimization, your token costs can easily spiral out of control. So you have to actively connect the compute cost of every single decision path directly to the business outcome.
And Ergun, you're so right, because I think that's a real concern today. The cost of AI is not to be taken lightly, and well, that's something that operators must keep tabs on. So yeah, cost concerns are definitely like something that we have to pay attention to.
In terms of setting the scope, starting small is non-negotiable. Pick a high impact, low complexity use case. For example, automating FAQs or streamlining a specific customer service workflow. This lets you prove value quickly and build confidence before scaling. On operators should introduce autonomy step by step, gradually expanding their capabilities. So start with assisted workflows, then slowly increase the AI's role as you build trust and refine the system. The biggest mistake is rushing and aiming for too much too fast. They should think about evolution and maybe not the revolution, right? So, but of course, a smaller operational scope does not mean you can cut corners on core infrastructure. The quality implementation is paramount.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I like the idea that you've just said about starting small, because we have to start somewhere, and that's the most important thing. And of course, yeah, definitely we're not supposed to be cutting corners at the same time. So you have to look at this holistically. But then I was also thinking another aspect that maybe you can address, looking into the future, mainly about the guardrails. A lot of people talk about AI guardrails when you are taking decisions from machines. So that's something, and these guardrails should also, cover issues like data quality. So, what do you think about this?
Yeah. The we do have the guardrailing systems for different purposes, so it requires a bit of preparation and almost like an R&D kind of optimization for the for data guardrails. But data quality and runtime governance must be always top notch. Your AI agents are only as good as the data they are trained on. So you have to have a clean, relevant, and well-structured data, and you cannot rely on passive post-run monitoring. That's the output is already gone. So automated compliance and security overviews needs to be introduced continuously to audit the live reasoning paths as well. If an agent deviates from standard operating boundaries, veers excessively in tool usage, or risks exposing data, there should be a guardian agent come in to step in to block the action and trigger or have a human override before it's ever hits the live production environment. So AI governance cannot be an add-on. No, you need frameworks for transparency, explainability, and security from day one. This means setting boundaries, monitoring for bias, and ensuring compliance. So these are paramount for telcos to gain and maintain the customer's trust. So for telcos looking to build a permanent infrastructure layer that is truly here to stay, balancing this disciplined execution with data governance is the only way to secure sustainable long-term savings.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I guess, it's a truly incredible operational blueprint, because, you covered from how the execution works all the way to the governance of this. So this is definitely, it gives the confidence operators need to put this, into their actual environments. So to synthesize the core message for our audience today, let's look at this. So we have multi-agent orchestration being no longer a futuristic concept. It is a permanent operational infrastructure layer delivering verified efficiency gains right now. The future isn't, of course, humans versus machines. It's more like humans and machines working together to create better experiences and better businesses. So I guess for those listening, the message is clear. Start exploring, start small, and start now. The evolution from chatbots to multi agent orchestration isn't coming, it's already here. So, Ergun, thanks for joining us and sharing these amazing insights.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Tara. It was a pleasure being here.
And to everyone tuning in, thank you guys for listening. If you want to learn more, visit www.etiya.com and follow us for more updates and insights as we continue to uncover the latest in technology and telecommunications. See you in our next session. Bye bye.